Hey, it's Phil. I just wanted to cover um, some of the choices that we have in teas as an alternative to coffee, because there's something about coffee that attacks your brain and attacks your prostate. If you're a man, you should be aware of. There's something in the coffee bean itself. It's not the caffeine. It's not something you can get away from. If you drink coffee, you're going to get exposed to whatever this chemical compound is in the coffee, and it's going to attack your brain and your body, and it's not going to be a good thing. And it's something that maybe you should think about backing away from coffee. So the alternate to coffee is tea. And unlike coffee, tea has a long history of being beneficial to the human body. The number one tea that is cited as green tea as a beneficial tea to the body. I know I have one bag of green tea up here. Well, I have this. This is kind of a manufactured tea from from Lipton. This is a green tea, and it has orange, passion fruit, and jasmine flavor in it, and it's very, very good. You see before you here is some Earl Grey tea from a company called Bigelow, which is one of the biggest players in the market. When you buy it at BJ's, it comes in a box like this. BJ's Club comes in a box like this. You can also get green tea from Bigelow in a box like this too. And that is 100 bags of tea in a box, and it's a good price for that. The green tea is supposed to really help your health and really help clean your body out. I've always had a problem with drinking the green tea because of the flavor. I'm not really a big fan of the flavor, but one of the things I found out a long time ago was the introduction of peppermint tea into any tea can improve the flavor. And this stuff, this Celestial, this is one of the best peppermint teas on the market. It comes in a box, like you can see, like this, but it comes in this wax paper wrapping. And when you open this bag, woo, man, that smell! I could just stick my nose in that bag and smell that for hours. It's just wonderful. The aroma of this tea, it comes like that. It doesn't have the classic, rope on it and the little tag, which is fine. But man, what a smell it comes out of this box! I mean, it really shows that this is fresh peppermint, and that it is a high quality peppermint. Now, Great Value, the Walmart brand, sells peppermint in this type of tea bag in little boxes, and I have bought probably, I will say, 25 boxes of that tea, and I've used it with my Earl Grey tea. As you can see, this is Bigelow Earl Grey tea, and it's really excellent. Earl Grey has a little different flavor than regular black tea, which is what this is. This is probably the number one tea in the world. This is Lipton black tea, and it's excellent. But Earl Grey has a little different tea. It has bergamot, a spice called bergamot in it, and it's really good by itself if you like a strong tea. Obviously, the English like to put cream, and some like to put sugar in, a little bit of sugar into their teas. They actually use their teas like we use coffee. But there's a huge amount of choices about teas, and we have a lot of choices. There's not just black Lipton tea. There's also many other flavors of Lipton tea. There's many other flavors of Bigelow tea, and there's many other flavors of Celestial Seasonings tea. And there's also now, thanks to the influx of immigrants into the country, we've got wonderful choices that are exceedingly natural choices that are not manufactured for us in convenient little packets. So we're going to go through a little few of the choices. This is by no means is this all of them. So let's keep moving on through. This right here is a Lipton white tea, and this has island mango and peach flavors in it. A white tea is really something because it has a very clean flavor to it, all by itself. It has its own flavor. I've had it before. I was surprised that I've never even heard of it, so I tried it and it was really good. Here's Bigelow Perfect Peach Herb Tea, and it is delicious, and it does have a very peachy flavor to it. It shows you right here it's caffeine free, so if you don't want to get jacked up at night, you can have some Perfect Peach while you're watching television or on a computer. And here is the same thing, I would assume. That's Perfect Peach tea. Now this right here says caffeine free, so this shows you the difference in the boxes. Same manufacturer, but anyway, excellent tea, excellent tea. One of the classic teas that got the whole alternate tea going back in the day, which back in the 70s, was this Celestial Seasonings Lemon Zinger. And it's a lemon flavored tea. It's really excellent, really delicious. It's just something different. And if you put honey in it, and what I use for my honey is this right here. Because if you can get 100% honey, you're getting 100% honey, I would hope. Now, obviously, if you're concerned, and I do recommend you be concerned, you can get you some organic name brand honey from somebody else. Or actually, if you're feeling adventurous, if you live in a state that has beekeepers, like Virginia has, I live in the state of Virginia. Virginia has beekeepers. If you can find a beekeeper who's got their own honey in a jar that they sell, you can get that too. But honey's excellent in almost any tea. You saw this green tea here earlier, which was the flavored green tea. Here is some orange and spice tea, which is, oh boy, this is really good. So there are a lot of choices, okay? Now, for me, I'm about to go into a different world of tea. It's a more ancient world of tea. And it concerns not having my tea prepackaged for me, but it's going back to how teas were found in the field and how teas worldwide are made. Teas worldwide are not made in little packets. They come to you like coffee comes to us. These are premium teas. This right here, as far as I know, is a premium black tea. Let's take a look at that. I haven't opened this. I've had this for years. So yeah, okay. You're not going to be able to see this. But that's what it looks like. This is a premium black tea, okay? This came from an Indian market in Chantilly about, oh my gosh, maybe 6 years ago, okay? And it's been sitting in my kitchen, just sitting in waiting for me. So it's going to be nice and strong. Now this green tea right here, this green tea came from an Afghani market in Fredericksburg. And this is fresh. So I'm going to make the green tea, and what you do with green tea if you don't like the flavor, which I found out, is you can get the green tea, and then if you mix a little bit, say, it was like a 2 parts green tea and then 1 part black tea. You still get the full black tea flavor, but you get the green tea benefit. And that's what I always do. That's when you see me drinking my big dirty glass of tea like this right here. This actually is green tea and black tea mixed together. The Bigelow green tea, I use 4 bags of the Bigelow green tea and then 2 bags of the Lipton tea. And the 2 bags of the Lipton tea actually ameliorate the flavor so that it tastes like black tea to me. So I get the benefit of the green tea and I get the flavor of the black tea. But I'm going to try this now. I'm going to try to go back to how teas were always sent to us. I'm rather interested to see if I put this in a Mr. coffee maker, if it will make a cup of base that I can make my gallon of tea with, or if I really need to go get a little tea strainer, because they make these little aluminum tea strainers that you can put the tea in, and then you put the hot water down, and then it just seeps through the holes in the strainer. So I don't know, we'll see. It's a new world, you know, you got to try new things, and this is kind of like going backwards to the way tea was always supposed to be, which was, you know, natural. I mean, and I have to laugh every time I look at this thing, because if I ever got pulled over and that label was not on there, I would probably get arrested, because that looks like an awful lot like something you smoke, you know. I swear it's tea. Yeah, it's tea. That's tea, pal. Yeah, Get in the car. So that's just what I wanted to show you this morning, was the wonderful world of teas that we have available to us. And that and send a little warning out about the coffee, because I noticed that when I drink coffee, I actually dribble pee now, which is not good. You know, we have a epidemic of prostate cancer across this country, and we also have an epidemic of Alzheimer's across this country. And there's something going on with the coffee, intrinsic in the bean itself, that may be contributing to that. And the coffee makers and the coffee sellers are funding studies specifically telling us that coffee does everything but it does everything. It increases it increases the strength of your erection, and it also increases your concentration, and it fights cancer, and it's this and that. And all the while, you know, I'm like, wait a minute, why's my underwear wet? So if you're having that little pee dribbling problem, you might want to back off the coffee, and you might want to enjoy the wonderful world of teas. I drink teas all the time. I never have a problem with teas, and they have been a real pleasure in my life, and they continue to be. And I just wanted to show you what the world of teas was, and that maybe they're an option for you. Okay, please have a great day. There is no way I could show you all the types of teas that are available to you, but I would actually recommend that you go to these little markets and get you this type of tea and try it out and see what you think. Because tea like this is probably tea done right, you know. I mean, all these other teas are great, but you got to understand that when they spend this much money to package tea like this, it's almost like the guy that used to sell the bag of weed in the neighborhood, you know. He would buy this bag and he would make you a little rolled up bag of weed and go, hey, pay me a lot of money for it, you know. So I think you could probably get a much better deal buying tea like this, you know, in the big bag. And also what you get with something like this is you get a holistic natural tea that hasn't been run through a machine. It's just been picked and crunched. It's been picked, dried, and crunched, and then put into a bag for you. So you get it just like it came out the ground. I expect this tea, this green tea, I haven't tried this yet. I expect this to be very strong. So I'm going to be mixing some of this other tea. You can see also in what I showed you with this tea that it's been ground up in a certain way, and this tea hasn't been ground up in a certain way. So it's interesting. You know, there's a whole world to teas. Just get out there and enjoy it. You don't always have to have just Lipton tea, but you know, certainly if that's what does float your boat, man, please float your boat. Just have a fun time with teas, and I'm recommending people, you know, sort of minimize their coffee drinking, because there's something going on with that bean. I don't know what it is. I do notice that the less I drink of coffee, the better my mind works. So what's left of my mind, I'm drinking less coffee to protect it. So anyway, y'all have a great Friday. What is today? 31st, right? Yeah, Friday, March 31st, 2023. And enjoy yourself some teas, and God bless you.